Okay. Hello there. We are going live. And the reason we're going live is to talk about going live. So it's a very meta sort of experience we're going to have today. And it's not going to be that long. We're 16 seconds in. I reckon I'm only going to take about another 4 or 5 minutes from you. That is unless you've got questions. If you've got questions, please feel free to tippity tap them into the feed below or above, depending on what platform you're on. I'm going live to talk about going live, which is what I will be doing a number of times in the coming weeks. So on, I think, 20 July, 27 July, 10 August, and a couple of other dates in August, I'm going to take a little juicy hour over Australian Eastern Standard Time lunch. And I'm going to sit down and I'm going to go live on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And I'm going to run through an area of law that I've got some familiarity with. So the first area of law I'm going to run through is going to be what is for me next Thursday on 20 July at 12:30 p.m. It's an area called corporate oppression, and it's an area I talk about all the time. And so the reason I'm popping on live now, firstly, is to say, hey, I'd love to have your company if you'd like to come along to that. And B, I've forgotten how to go live on these things. And this is me making sure all the software works and that sort of thing. Luke Highland says hi. And Luke, I say hi to you. It's lovely to see you. Luke, it's probably warmer in the Blue Mountains than it is here on the coast, although that could be because I'm having an iced coffee right here. So the short point is I'd love to have your company. And the longer point is the purpose of the exercise is going to be twofold. One fold is going to be straight up and down education. I want to do the best I can to the extent I know anything, share it. And so there'll be 5 sort of 1-hour sessions where I'll be trying to do that. And the second fold is I'll then ask your help. If there's anyone you're aware of who take value from popping on to have a funny little chat with a very cold solicitor in New South Wales, if anyone would take value from joining the live stream, I'd be grateful if you were happy to spread the word about it. And if you weren't happy, that's fine as well, of course. But that would be good stuff. Shoba, thanks so much for your comment. You're welcome, Shoba. Hopefully they're good sessions. I'd love to have your company. The first one is going to be on 20 July, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So whatever platform you're watching this on, or potentially on Instagram as well, that'll be what I'll ask. Nyabana Dole. Nyabana, hello there. Hello from sunny Darwin. Nyabana, that sounds really warm, and I'm just dripping with envy, hoping it's lovely up there in Darwin for you. And Lisa from Queensland. Lisa, I don't know if we're triple, double backflip daylight savings time, and it's actually 3:45 a.m. next week for you. But whatever time it is, I'd love to have your company on these lives as well. So that's really the short point. In the commentary for this live, I've set some of the times. So you hopefully by clicking a mouse up, down, left, right, or maybe I can even do it here. Wouldn't that be amazing and meta if I was able to get those details for you? I'll chuck them in the comments. Let's see if I can do that because that would be very convenient for us all. Let's see if I can make a comment. I can. Oh, hey, look at that. All right. So you'll be able to see now in the comments that I've just left a comment. A fairly ugly comment. It doesn't look very good, does it? In the stream just there for the times. Lisa, I'm sorry to take that shot at Queensland. It's State of Origin night. New South Wales, we've already lost. So it hurts a lot internally. And so I'm in a frame of mind where I'll take any shots I can at people who are in warm, sunny Queensland. Now, that's about the extent of what I had to say. If you've got any questions for me right now, you're welcome to ask them right now. And I might just run through quickly the topics we'll be talking about because they're topics that I've got, a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of experience on, and I'm happy to do my best to share that little bit of knowledge and a little bit of experience with you as best I can. Now, Shoba, your favorite expression, as you say here, is just and equitable is one of your favorite phrases in law. Well, I think 31 August is going to be a date you might enjoy. That's going to be about just and equitable winding up in relation to companies. We're not going to do just and equitable, dissolutions of partnerships, although we might briefly touch on it. But essentially, we'll be doing that on the 31st of August. That'll be our final one. Nyabana says it's 12:27 Darwin time, and I forgot that Darwin is on the kind of that Adelaide sort of time frame where that I only really understand due to having watched cricket as a young person. And so, look, it's always good for me to get the time zones wrong in the jurisdiction that I hold myself out as practicing in. So appreciate the clarification, Nyabana, and hope to have your company 12:30 my time, probably noon your time, next Thursday, and then a number of subsequent Thursdays. But sorry, I should be telling you what each of these sessions are about. Next Thursday is about corporate oppression. Corporate oppression is Section 232, 233 of the Corporations Act. It's an area of the Corporations Act we speak about a lot, and it is what we might describe broadly as the shareholder, the minority shareholder remedy. It's not just for minority shareholders, but if you've got a situation where you're acting for a client and they are a shareholder in a company and they're unhappy with what's going on in the company, then it's corporate oppression that tends to be the first thing you come and think of. And that's part of the reason why it's going to be the first session we're going to have in relation to these various sessions. I've forgotten the order, so let me just refresh my memory. The next session is going to be on derivative actions. That's going to be on 27 July. And that 27 July session on derivative actions, it won't necessarily be building on corporate oppression, but it'll sort of be the other side of the coin to corporate oppression. Because what derivative actions are all about, they are all about a shareholder who stands in the shoes, broadly speaking, of a company and sues someone else on behalf of the company. So you might imagine that you're acting for a client who is a shareholder in a company and they're unhappy with how it's going. Well, your advice might go one way or the other. One way you might advise is to say, hey, corporate oppression, let's try to get you a share sale pursuant to Section 233 and get you out of here. Or you might say, no, derivative action. What we want to do is to get you to have leave to sue in the name of the company and go and chase these people who you say misbehaved in order to bring a claim on behalf of the company. The third week, what is the third week going to be? I wrote this list and decided these topics, so I really should be able to conjure these up. The third week is going to be statutory trustees for sale. Here in New South Wales, we've got a section of our legislation called the Conveyancing Act, and there are corollaries in different jurisdictions that essentially allow you to approach the court and to have an independent trustee or trustees put in place to sell a piece of land you co-own with someone else. Now, that might all sound a bit fiddly and strange, but the short point in relation to 66G and similar applications is that if you co-own a piece of property, let's say you and I own a piece of land together, or as sometimes happens, you and I might be beneficiaries of an estate where someone might have passed away, leaving you and I to be co-owners of a piece of land. Let's say we don't get along. You're stopping me from doing something in relation to it. I want to develop it. You want to live there, run a business there, or whatever it might be. We can't get along. What we do is we then approach the court, and we approach the court for an order appointing independent trustees to come in and sell the land, take their fees, and then pay the balance back to us. And that's an order that you can have made. And there are some sort of fiddly bits of that area that I'll want to spend some time, probably a little under an hour, 45 minutes, 50 minutes having a chat to you about. The third session, I think, will be partnership disputes. That is right. And that's partnership disputes in the technical sense, right? The law of partnership, not merely saying, oh, yeah, we're in business together, and so we're business partners, and so partnership disputes is what we're talking about. Sort of yes and sort of no. Really what I want us to be getting into there is going to be some finer bits of technical partnership law, including pursuant to, in my jurisdiction, but there are corollary bits of legislation, the Partnership Act, and it's all going to be nice bits of commercial construction and fiddly, crunchy stuff. And then finally, just and equitable wind-ups, which will be a nice way to justly and equitably wind things up for these 5 sessions. Now, I'd like you to come, please. And so this time-ish, Wednesday, Thursday, 20 July, and on those other dates, I'd love it if you could chuck them in your diary. I'd love it if you could think about coming along, because it'd be great to have your company. And aside from that, there's not much else I'm planning to say. If you had questions or comments, send them right now, because I'm just about to head out of this live Would love to see you on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram at any or all of those times. Would love it if you could tell a few people who you think might be interested, might get value from it, and would love to have a coffee with you again soon. Shoba, what have you said? Um, okay. Well, Shoba, that is extremely kind. Very good of you to say. Hopefully, these lives continue that theme. I'm really grateful for that comment, and I've just figured out how to display comments. Yabana correcting me about Darwin time. This is me attempting to transcribe all the times of the sessions. Oh, well, this is good fun. All right. Well, at least I'm trying to figure out the technology at the end of the live and not at the start. There we are. I hope that helps. That's some of the lives. Here we go. Here's another. Is that a duplication? That's them. Oh, I got to stick my head up here. So come along to those. I'd love to have you there. It'll be fun. It'll be silly. It'll be tonally loose, tonally casual, but it'll be legally, technically a bit rigorous as well. So feel free to come along, bring your questions and all that sort of thing too. I look forward to seeing you then. Appreciate your time now. Hope to enjoy your time then. Cheers.